Welcome to the September 2019 CEV News. Skip to your favourite section of the CEV News by using these links. The Vote Volunteer Vision campaign continues with the campaign to establish the Volunteering and Solidarity Intergroup in the European Parliament. If your MEPs have not yet pledged to support the establishment of the intergroup, please contact them and ask them to contact the CEV Secretariat or co-chair of the proposed group, MEP Michaela Sodrova. In news from the EV capital, there's still time to register for the EU Regions Week 2019 event, Solidarity and Volunteering European Rights and Values from the Bottom Up. You can check the agenda and find the registration form here. Strovolos, the European capital candidate for 2021, received their certificate in Brussels in July, and the European volunteering capital candidate community will meet in Košice for a study visit to learn more about volunteering in Košice and the Košice region. Stirling, the EV capital candidate for 2020, is holding their third Festival of Volunteering and has been presenting the Inspire Volunteering Awards. And CEV Director Gabriele Civico was in London, the EV Capital 2016, for the YMCA at 175 event. CEV opportunities for participation. You can find a list of all the upcoming events here. CEV's board met in Sardinia in August to discuss CEV's work plan and strategy for 2019, 2020 and beyond. If you're interested to join the CEV board from 2020 onwards, contact the CEV Secretariat. The elections for the board will take place in the General Assembly, which will be part of the Autumn Volunteering Congress in Brussels, November 20 and 21st. Register here. Do you want to help shape the new Europass? Contact the CEV Secretariat if you have a couple of hours to spare to test the new Europass interface. You can still engage with the employee volunteering online training and submit your volunteer initiatives for the Wish platform. CEV has available some new resources. There is a volunteerism toolkit. There is the EVS Realm project results about quality mentoring for European Solidarity Corps. There are the infographics developed by Civil Society Europe about the value of civil society in Europe. And there's still work being undertaken on developing the volunteer infrastructure publication with the support from East Anglia University students under the Erasmus Plus scheme. And you can find out about our new trainee Charlotte here. CEV has been busy advocating for volunteering in Europe in the framework of the Erasmus Plus coalition, in the framework of the Civil Society Europe Working Group meeting on civil dialogue, and meeting with the European Parliament Vice Presidents Othmar Karas and Katerina Barley to discuss the importance of civil dialogue, transparency, the threats of shrinking civic space and how to combat this. CEV Director Gabriele Civico was also a speaker at the final partners meeting for the Erasmus Plus project Home Away from Home, looking at how refugees and asylum seekers and migrants can play a more engaged role in European society. In the news from CEV members, you can find out about the Moody's Team Up employee volunteering actions, about the volunteer management training calendar by Volunteer Ireland, and the interview with President Christina Rigman conducted by CSV Net, our member in Italy. In EU news, the EU Aid Volunteers newsletter is out, and you can read the report about engagement in the European Parliament elections 2019. There are several EU calls for proposals for the European Solidarity Corps, the call for tender for the online and face-to-face training of EU Aid volunteers, the AMIF project call, and to host events in the European Youth Centres in the second semester of 2020. There are also new EU resources available, the Regions for Integration blog launch. In EU events, there will be a European Solidarity Corps stakeholder event taking place in Brussels on the 30th September. And there's still the opportunity to help shape the new Europass, and you can contact the CEV Secretariat if you have a couple of hours to test the new interface or would like to feature in a video about Europass and its advantages for volunteers. There are other reports and information, an EAVI report on corporate volunteering, information about a study session on Roma volunteer integration, and about the themes announced for the International Volunteer Day 2019, which will be Volunteer for an Inclusive Future. For other European volunteering and civil society related matters, check out the other newsletters here. CEV is always willing to welcome new members, and you can find information about why to be a member of the network and how to be a member of the network on our website. We hope you enjoy reading this month's CEV News.